What's going on YouTube? JT's Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in today's video, I've decided to go back and review all the issues that I haven't covered already in the Teen Titans books. Since the series is ending in November, I did the video talking about how it just kind of was just nothing but wasted potential. And so I want to go all the way back to the original start of this whole series, which began in September of 2016, so almost 4 years ago at this point, this issue came out. This was Teen Titans Rebirth 2016 #1, and then they went into, like, after this issue, they went ahead and did, like, it's kind of weird, like, they had the Rebirth #1s, and then they just had Teen Titans 2016, the series, issue #1. It's kind of weird, like, they had to have the Rebirth title in there as kind of a launching pad, and then they kind of went into the regular series. So, I mean, they all continue off each other. I don't know why the first two issues in the series are 1 and 1, but I guess that's kind of what it was with DC Rebirth, and God, I miss DC Rebirth. Man, I really miss where this series used to be, and especially with Teen Titans. Like, I think there was so much wasted potential with this series, and it just really kind of disappoints me that it's ending the way it is. Like, they're making Damian a villain, he's losing the Robin mantle, they're going to probably put Tim Drake back on as Robin. They just took a shit all over his character once Adam Glass and that took over, and it really, really sucks. I tried to give it a chance. I was hoping things would get better, but by the end of it, we now realize things don't get better. In fact, they just get worse and worse and worse. So it makes the entire run seem entirely pointless. I feel like the reason the post No Justice, I'll say post No Justice, because up until like issue 19, this was like the Percy run, and they had some crossovers here and there. I think we were doing okay, but with that said, like, it's still just wasted potential. So I'm going to go ahead and start covering all the Teen Titans issues, and then make my way through the issues that kind of cross over, leading up to the Teen Titans special. So we'll cover the Lazarus contract, we'll cover the Super Sons of Tomorrow arc, and that'll basically be it at this point. So if you're joining me, thank you so much. I don't know who's going to watch these things, but we're going to go back and revisit this series before its inevitable downfall in the next few months, because we have the next issue coming out in like 2 days at the time of recording this thing, and it's just gonna suck. It's just gonna suck. So let's go ahead and get started on this thing. We'll begin the journey again. So as you can see, the cover is really nice. This was written by Ben Percy, who I'm kind of disappointed that his run kind of shit. Like, I had some ups and downs with this arc. I think it kind of regressed Damian a little bit compared to what was in Super Sons, but not terribly, all things considered. So we'll go ahead and start this issue. As you can see, look at how old this is. This is 4 years old. Damn. So the art style I really like. As you can see, Beast Boy's there. He's kind of partying, and he's kind of feeling down because at this point Tim Drake seemingly died. Now, if you remember back in 2016, the Rebirth stuff, Tim Drake seemingly died, but he really didn't. He was kind of kidnapped by Mr. Oz, who was Jor-El in disguise, because that all tied into Doomsday Clock and a bunch of other stuff that happened, and then Jor-El just, I don't know, it just kind of, I kind of forget a lot of it, but basically that's kind of why they're moping, because they think Tim Drake died, but he's really just in some secret prison with Mr. Oz and all that. Again, God, I'm getting nostalgic just thinking about how much better Rebirth was, and I miss the little Rebirth covers. But yeah, see, the art style is nice, and look at this, like, they're just being teens. Beast Boy's trying to get some from this chick, and he turns into a shark, being a jokester, and it kind of screws himself over, and he gets zapped, and then he gets electrocuted by someone, which we later find out is Damian. Then we see Starfire here. The art style works really well for Starfire. She's at something, and is this Silky? Like, is this a nice nod to Silky? It kind of looks like from the Teen Titans TV show, but she's still lighthearted. It still feels in character for Starfire for the most part. She's trying to do things, and it's kind of a trap, and then she gets zapped, and someone's like, that was shockingly easy. We know it's going to be Damian in disguise. Then we move to New York City with Raven. Now, I'll say this, the art style for Raven is kind of one I had issues with. I don't like the red highlights in her hair. I think it should be all kind of purple in that. Like, I don't like this design entirely for Raven. She's still a teenager in this one, but I feel like there could have been some tweaks and it would have been better. I mean, the art style, I like the style of the issue. I just think Raven's look could have been better. I don't like the red streaks in her hair. I wish it would have stuck to purple. That's kind of a little nitpick of mine. But yeah, so Raven's coming to this thing, and then, of course, she gets captured too. And then you see, which we know is going to be later, Damian. You know, you might be the strongest of them all if you weren't so damn fragile. So this is kind of like Damian meeting Raven in this. I don't remember New 52 if they met or anything like that. And then we get to Wallace West, who basically is kind of the same thing. We get a little background into him. Again, I like the arts here. I think the art's nice. And then he gets basically tricked again, kind of like the others. And then they kind of all end up being kind of hooked up to this machine, which inhibits their powers. And then the issue kind of ends like, you're probably wondering why I brought you all together. And then we see Damian and Goliath. God, I miss Goliath. Where the fuck is Goliath? Does anybody know where Goliath is? I've not seen him in an issue since Teen Titans issue 19, however long that was before No Justice came out. And yeah, so this is kind of like a preview to like what the run's going to end up being. So Damian had kidnapped all the Teen Titans members, and he's going to kind of lead them in there. So he's still got that sinister look. He's not torturing. Well, I mean, he shouldn't have kidnapped them. That's still going far. It felt kind of a little bit regressy, but like not too bad to where it's like the most awful thing in existence. So I was actually excited at this point to see how Damian would handle working in a team setting. And, you know, they had issues, but eventually they kind of all got along just fine. And then No Justice happened, and they apparently broke up as a team, and we just never understood why. So there's some very big inconsistencies between this stuff. So yeah, I really hated how we lost this current team for the team that we have. We lost this team for the current team we have now. But all things considered, the issue itself is a nice little issue. It's a good starting point. Like it doesn't feel like a complete story, obviously, because we still got a lot more stuff to happen. But it feels like after reading the Glass and the Thompson stuff that I've been reading for a while, this feels like kind of a breath of fresh air. I felt like I'm reading the Teen Titans. The art style pops more. I feel like they're teenagers there. They're out doing stuff and not just all about the mission 100% of the time, which was a critique I have with the Glass stuff. So this gets me a little bit nostalgic. I kind of forget where a lot of these arcs and issues go. So this will be kind of a fun like reread through these different stories. But it is nice to see just the Teen Titans kind of being teens. And, you know, adding Damian to the mix at this point in time with some more experienced members makes things a little bit more interesting. And it was definitely a decent starting point. Like some things I could have had a little grips with here and there, but compared to where we're at now, this is like on a whole other level of better. But I still like the Rebirth Teen Titans at the start, and then it just gradually just went downhill, unfortunately, post No Justice. So what are your thoughts on Teen Titans Rebirth 2016 issue number 1? Did you like the start of this run, or did you dislike? I know some people disliked it, but I still think it's a whole hell of a lot better than the run that came afterwards. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Stay tuned in the next video. I'm going to try and talk about this in at least maybe a few issues of this one, and then I'll go ahead and work my way, you know, through the other stuff next week and so on and so forth. We'll get to the next issues. I might just post one of these a day or something like that. That way I can just kind of get a good starting point and then just work my way through the other issues. So if I can do that, I'll just kind of go like daily or like every other couple days or something, just post a new review on each individual issue. I think that'll work out pretty well. So let me know your thoughts down below. Do you miss this era? Because just reading this now just makes me sad, because like, if only I would have known back then, it would have gone where it is today. If there was something I could do to just alter the timeline to fix it, that would have been great. So yeah. All right. Well, thanks so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Take care now. Bye-bye then, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.